Yes, I'm in the same clothes. I'm fixing to record several of the videos. I don't get up early enough for some of you, and you want to do your schoolwork early, and I don't do the videos until it's on 10:30 or so. So we'll try to compromise. I'm just going to do them early. I'll do day 8, and then in a minute I'll do day 9 video, and we'll finish out the week. And then you should be done with the first 2 packets as of Friday. Anyway, so here we go. Today's lesson, day 8, is subtracting fractions with different denominators. When you subtract fractions, it's all about fair sharing. Addition as well, addition and subtraction, it's about fair sharing. If your denominators are not the same, you're not being fair, okay? You're not giving out equal pieces to people, okay? We've discussed this before in other lessons, before spring break, and even yesterday's work. So our very first problem is 1/2 minus 1/4. I usually have the kids write these vertically so they can do all of their work over here to the side of the problem, and they can see what they're doing, okay? So now we have to start thinking, okay, what can we skip count by and land on 2 and 4, okay? All the kids are going to be like, oh, well, you could skip count by 2s, all right? So if I skip count by 2s, I'm going to land on 4. Some of the kids are automatically going to multiply 2 times 4 together, and that's fine. That is something that they have in common, but you're going to have to simplify later. So that would be something to check on if you're one of my babies that always multiply your denominators together, okay? So we know we can skip count, and they can both land on 4. So technically this is 4 times 1 and 1 times 1. And then we have 2 times 2 and 1 times 2. Okay? And this is what our problem would look like once we made our denominators the same. Remember, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. We really want to be multiplying or dividing by 1 at all times because we just want something that looks different, but it means the same thing. Now we can share fairly because both of our denominators are 4, okay? If we do 2 minus 1, we're going to get 1. And 4 is going to be our denominator. All right? So I'm going to do this problem again. All right, but I'm going to do it with the multipliers in mind. Okay? I'm going to do it with the multipliers in mind. All right? 1/2 and 1/4. They're going to take these denominators 2 and 4, and they're going to make them 8. All right, so I'm going to write an 8 over here. All right, so now they're going to have to complete this multiplication fact. 2 times what is 8, and 4 times what is 8. So they're going to have to write in the multiplication fact that got them to 8. That would be 2 times 4. If we multiply by 4 on bottom, we got to do the same thing on top. So we're going to do 1 times 4 equals 4. On the bottom, we're going to do 4 times 2, and we're going to do 1 times 2, and that's going to give us 2. All right? So now this problem, again, these are all equivalent fractions. We know that 4/8 is also half. If we subtract here 4/8 minus 2/8, we're going to get 2/8. Then I'm going to ask my kids, are we done? Do they have anything in common? Can we break them into any kind of groups? And they're going to see immediately that they're even. And if they're even, that means that they can be divided by 2. Okay? Now, if we take this and we do simplest form like we practiced in the last lesson, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So it took them a little longer to get there, okay? But they did simplest form. They divided by something that means 1, and they got 1/4 just like we did before when we found a smaller common denominator, all right? If you look at the page, you see that there is some explanation up here. I tried to do that in every one of these. There's 3 problems on the front, and then notice on the back, I didn't have you do all the problems, okay? I marked out the even questions, and you only have to do the odd, all right? These are all going to work the exact same way. You have to make your denominators the same first, okay? Just like we did here. We're going to have to make our denominators the same first, and then you're going to, let's see, add or subtract. So watch, some of these are adding, some of these are subtracting, okay? When you get your final answer, like here, when we got our final answer as 2/8, we had to look at it and make sure that it couldn't be simplified, okay? That's all that lesson is about, okay? Some of them that are adding, you're probably going to have to watch them a little bit more carefully. Let's see, let me find one. Number 7 on the back. Let's do it. Just to make sure. All right. So it's 3/4 and 2/8. And this is an addition problem. All right. So when we're looking at this, we need to find numbers that we can change to and have our denominators the same. The first thing that I see is if I skip count by 4s, I can land on 8. So this bottom fraction in my world isn't going to change at all. All I'm going to do is scoot it over, and I'm going to leave it 2/8. However, on the top, I am going to have to do a little bit of work to get from 4 to 8. What do? We have to do 4 times 2 to get to 8. Okay? So I'm going to multiply both my denominator and my numerator by 2. Okay? Now, I have 6/8 plus 2/8. What does that give us? 6 plus 2 is 8, and the denominator stays the same. Are we going to leave this like this? Anytime our numerator and our denominator are the same, what does that equal? What is 8 divided by 8? Okay, that's going to give you your answer. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So simplest form would be that the answer is 1. Okay, anytime your numerator and denominator are the same number, that's going to give you 1 whole. All right, so I'll be back with you in a minute, and I'll do Friday's lesson. And then, if you want to work ahead, that's up to you. If you want to wait and do these every day, I just know for some parents, I think I was inconveniencing you waiting a little later to get the math videos up. So I apologize for that, and I hope this helps complete this week's work in case y'all have things you have to do later this week. All right, talk to you later. Bye.